Your Honor, you just referred to me as a nigga.
Who? Mr. Sanford? Mr. Sanford?
The evidence is in his...
There will be no verbal abuse, please. No. Continue.
Yes, Your Honor. Dred Scott and his lawyer is going on serving stuff on this way. Can you check that?
Mr. Dred Scott, please remain quiet while...
Please, sir.
Defendant is presenting his argument. Thank you. Continue.
Three Negroes, African American race, whose ancestors were brought to this country and sold as slaves in the United States within the meaning of the Constitution of the United States. They have far more than a century been regarded as being of an inferior order and altogether unfit to associate with the white race either in social or political relations, and so far inferior that they had no rights which a white man was bound to respect, and that the Negro might justly and lawfully be reduced to slavery for his benefit. He was bought and sold and treated as an ordinary article of merchandise and traffic whenever a profit could be made by it.
Thank you. Will another attorney stand for Dred Scott, please?
Your Honor, I hereby...
Pause 1 minute for a recess. 1 minute. For him to be They don't want him to be They don't. They do want him to be They want him to be They want him to They don't. They want him to be free. They want him to They don't want him to be All right. The court may resume. Proceed.
Your Honor, I hereby claiming Dred Scott not guilty of charge. According to the Declaration Independent, it states that we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator by certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This quote states that all men were born equal and they should have equal rights in the Constitution. Speaking of the Constitution, there are many amendments, but there's only one amendment in the Bill of Rights that actually has proof that Dred Scott is free in the Bill of Rights. That amendment is the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment states that no person shall be held for trial for capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of the grand jury. Dred Scott shouldn't be arrested because there's no real crime. And there is another person who believes that Dred Scott should be free, other than Abraham Lincoln, but Roger B. Taney. Roger B. Taney states that it is true every person in every class and description of persons who were at a time of adoption of the Constitution recognized as citizens in the several states became also citizens of this new political body. But none other it was formed by them and for them, and their prosperity, but for no one else. Taney assumes that the states being independent could grant state citizenship to blacks, but this would not confer United States citizenship. Consequently, if the federal government passed on fugitive slave law under the powers given it by the United States Constitution, it alone could decide whether it will apply to fugitive slaves in free states.
Your objection.
Thank you.
Quiet.
Continue with your objection.
He is saying that, I disagree. Roger B. Taney also says that no one but a citizen is a citizen. So, all now saying no. Yeah, he said no one but a citizen is a citizen. So, like we've been arguing for the whole point, Dred Scott was not born here. He's not he was brought over here, so clearly he's not a citizen. He's a slave, he's going to work for us, and he's going to take it.
Objection.
Sir.
Please proceed with your objection.
How many times do I have to tell the court that I was born in South Carolina, Virginia? They keep telling me I wasn't born here in this country, like I'm just some wild animal or something. I was born in Virginia. I grew up on the farm.
That is correct, sir.
Objection.
If you can take the stain.
Objection.
Oh, sustained.
I was born this way. His family was brought over, so this makes him as a slave. Either way it goes. If family served as a slave, he's gonna serve as a slave.
Overruled. Can the next... Oh, no.
Sir, sit.
This is Dred Scott. Please sit be seated. With the next attorney for Dred Scott.
Stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dred Scott.
As a free human being, I am delighted. The only thing more harsh than slavery is being achieved by an inch of freedom. Having slavery be prohibited in Illinois, where Dred Scott and his owner have recently lived, due to the Missouri Compromise surely granted Dred Scott freedom. The minute Dred Scott reached free soil, he should have been a free man. Courts upheld the rule that a slave temporarily domiciled in a free state became permanently free. So it was law that once a slave was on free land, he was a free man, not referring to fugitives. And of course, Mr. Dred Scott was not a fugitive, and his owner could have only been well when moving to a free state. Not only did he move to one state, he moved twice. Well, my client, Mr. Scott, has ever since his owner's death, long for his He was born a slave in 1795 in South Hampton, Virginia, when he was sold for only $500 and remained as a slave in 2 free states. Mr. Dred Scott first went to trial to sue for his freedom in 1847. My client, needless to say, remained as a slave. His extended stay in Illinois, a free state, gave him the legal right to make claims for freedom. It is said that when a person enters a free state or territory, the free state overrides the condition of servitude. Once before, my client was granted his freedom, and then his freedom was taken once again. My client has been loyal to his masters and deserves everything of his desire. Moving around to these free states only rightfully granted Mr. Dred Scott his freedom. How would you feel to have shown loyalty and been treated down bad? Is freedom not what he deserves? What does the Declaration of Independence stand for? Remember, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves.
Will another attorney for Mr. Sanford stand, please?
Freedom is pain, I must say. Even though, in the words of attorney Christopher Williams, never bite the hand that feeds you. Dred Scott, how could you possibly have the audacity to think that you can escape and still be free? From all that I remember, John Suffolk has done everything from you. He has even tried to give you the civilized right to be half the man that you think you have come today. Dred Scott, you're here today suing claiming you're free because you was a resident in a free state and free territory for 7 years. I mean, this is just preposterous. According to the Congress, because you are black and you are not a citizen, therefore you have no right to sue Mr. Sanford here today. Out of all the years you have been living with Mr. Sanford, you've taken care of him. You've grown all his crops, every need, and even provided enough cotton to last a decade. Why would you want to jeopardize that? I mean, I'm just saying. Mr. Scott, being a free man, you have nothing. Not a soul to save, neither food, no money to provide for yourself, moreover your family. Mr. Sanford, you think living by the Constitution is always right. According to the Supreme Court, Congress could not stop slavery in the newly emerging territories and also declared the Missouri Compromise of 1820 to be unconstitutional. So this means that the Congress had no power over where slavery could exist. So being free in your case would not be a problem, but you would now be violating the Constitution. Overall, Mr. Scott, today you have come to the courtroom trying to proceed for Mr. Sanford. However, the information you have provided for us today is inaccurate and would not be enough to make you a free man. In conclusion to the court, Congress never had the right to prohibit slavery in any territory. Any ban of slavery was a violation of the Fifth Amendment, which prohibited denied property rights without due process of law. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Alright, this has certainly been an interesting case. Okay. This has certainly been an interesting case. The justices will retire to their chambers and deliberate this case further and then return with a decision. All decisions are final and binding.